So remember, when we're doing multiplication with significant figures, the term that has the least amount of significant figures is the one that we're going to use in terms of where do we round the last digit. So in this case, we see that we have 4 significant digits or figures. Here we have 3 significant figures because that 0 is in between these 2 digits, making it significant. So because 3 is less than 4, our final answer is going to be using 3 sigdig. So you would plug this into your calculator, and when you did that, you should get a value of about 93.37. Now we only want 3 significant digits, so we're going to look at the 3 here, which is the third digit, and figure out should we round up or down. And in this case, we're going to round up. So that's going to give us 93.4, and then meters times meters gives us meters squared. Now when we look at the other one, since these zeros are to the left of the number, of the first non-zero digit of 2, these are not significant. So we don't start counting significant digits until the first digit. In this case, that means that this has 2 significant figures. And then this one over here has 3 significant figures. And so using the rules of multiplication and division, we're only going to have our final answer in 2 significant figures. So when you plug this into your calculator like we did previously, you should get a value of about 0.010176. However, we only want 2 significant digits. So these, because they're to the left of the first non-zero digit, which is 1, these are not significant. The 1 is significant over here. And then the 0 that follows it, because it's a decimal number, that is also significant. So our final answer is going to be 0.010, and then carrying the units over, that's going to be newtons times seconds. Now, finally, for this last one here, this one only has 1 significant digit because it's a non-decimal number, so all those other zeros are not going to be considered significant. Whereas this one, because these zeros are between 2 non-zero digits and they're to the right of a digit in a decimal, these are going to be significant. So this has 4 significant digits. Now, in terms of our actual final answer, because we're multiplying this, we're only going to want to use the least amount, which is 1 significant digit over here. So we're going to go 4 times 2.001, and that gives us 8.004, and that would be kilograms times meters per second, right? Because kilograms times meters per second just gives you kilograms meters per second. But we only want 1 significant digit, so our answer is going to go to 8 kilograms times meters per second. Now for these questions that are a little bit trickier, we have some conversions that we need to make. It doesn't actually say what units they want us to do it in, but let's say I want to get this into meters per second. Well, here I have it in milliseconds. One thing we're going to keep note of is that there's 1,000 millisecond in 1 second, and then there's 1,000 seconds in a kilosecond. So what we're going to do is to get this into seconds, we're going to divide by 1,000, and that would be 1, 2, 3, so that would be equal to 0.1 seconds. Now, that being said, when we do this and we go 0.102 meters divided by 0.1 seconds, the final amount of significant digits that we have here, this one has 1 significant digit, and this one has 3 significant digits. So we want an answer that has the lowest form, which is 1. So when we do this, and you plug it into your calculator, and you go 0.102 0.102 divided by 0.1, you get a value of about 1.02 meters per second. However, we only want one significant digit. So these won't count, and we're going to just write 1 meters per second. Now the same is true with the example below it, where I have 1,001 meters cubed. Now these zeros are significant because they are between two digits. And this kiloseconds means that it's 40,000 seconds. Now, this has 4 significant figures, whereas the 40 only has 1 significant figure. So our final answer is going to be just in 1 significant figure. And so when we put this in our calculator and we divide it, we end up getting 0.025 meters cubed per second. Now, this gives us 2 significant digits, as the zeros here to the left are not significant, but we only want 1. So we're going to go to this number, and based on the fact that there's a 5 right next to it, we're going to round this number up. So it's going to be 0.03 meters cubed per second.